human speech quickly. They become convinced that this dog is no ordinary dog and can be of use to the military. That night, while Robert is playing with the dog, he names it Stubby and begins training it to understand human speech. The next day, when the colonel comes to meet the officers at the military camp, Stubby is also present. Stubby sees that all the officers are saluting the colonel, and he imitates them and salutes the colonel. The colonel is impressed by this and allows Stubby to stay at the camp. During his time there, Stubby becomes a favorite. He begins to understand orders, and the officers grow fond of him. The day arrives when the camp's officers are to depart for the battlefield. Their unit is named the Yankee Division. Before departing, the colonel wishes all the officers good luck and orders Stubby to stay at the camp and help train the arriving unit. Robert is saddened by this. He doesn't want to leave Stubby, but he has no choice. Before departing, Robert gives Stubby a badge. Stubby is overjoyed. Robert tells the chef to take care of Stubby and then heads for the train. Stubby somehow frees himself from the rope and, following Robert's scent, reaches the train in which Robert and the other soldiers are boarding. Stubby also boards the train and reaches the ship. When he sees Robert boarding the ship, he hides in a box being loaded onto the same ship. Night falls. Everyone is asleep, and Stubby emerges from the box. He searches for Robert on the ship and finally finds him. Robert is completely shocked to see Stubby on the ship. Robert's friend, Olson, tells him that if the general finds out about Stubby, they could be in big trouble. So they try to hide Stubby, but Stubby accidentally bumps into the general. But when Robert and his companions salute the general, Stubby salutes him too. Then he picks up the general's fallen stick with his mouth and gives it to them. The general, they are absolutely amazed by the sight. They are convinced that Stubby will definitely be useful on the battlefield. Therefore, he orders the captain to make Stubby an official member of Robert's unit. Stubby is then given a nameplate like the other soldiers, and thus Stubby transforms from a street dog into a military dog. Now, Stubby arrives in France with Robert and his unit, where the British and French armies are fighting German soldiers together. But the Germans are overwhelming them. During a German attack, when American and British soldiers are buried under rubble, Stubby bravely finds them and helps them out, saving the lives of many soldiers. All the soldiers are delighted by Stubby's feat, and he becomes everyone's favorite dog. When Robert meets his fellow French soldier, Gaston, he too is delighted to meet him. Soon, the two become good friends. Gaston then leads Robert and his companions to the camp. On the way, they see a destroyed city, completely devastated by German soldiers. They rest overnight at the camp. The next morning, Robert goes on patrol with Justin and Stubby. While hiding behind a high rock, they observe German soldiers through binoculars and discover they are plotting to attack the city with poison gas. Seeing this, Robert, Justin, and Stubby run back to their camp to warn their troops in time.
While fleeing, Stubby sees a German soldier about to shoot Robert. But before he can fire, Stubby pushes Robert to the ground, causing the soldier to miss his target. Robert's life is saved. Robert then hides behind a tree trunk with Justin. Here, Robert realizes the situation is critical. German soldiers are aiming everywhere. So Robert shows Stubby a gas mask and signals him to go and tell everyone about the poison gas attack. Stubby understands Robert's signal and quickly runs to the camp. There, he brings out a mask, holding it in his mouth. The soldiers immediately understand Stubby's signal and immediately put on their masks. The German army then begins firing rockets filled with poison gas into the sky. In no time, the green gas spreads everywhere. A village near the war zone is about to be hit by this poisonous gas. But Stubby reaches the village before the gas reaches it, goes there and starts barking loudly. The villagers are shocked to see Stubby shouting like this. At that very moment, they see the sky suddenly turn green and the poisonous gas is spreading everywhere. Everyone immediately puts on their masks, closes the doors and windows of their homes, and hides inside. Stubby is still outside when Robert and Gaston arrive on horseback and take him inside a house. There, they place a cloth over Stubby's mouth to protect him from the gas. When everyone emerges after the toxic gas is worn off, the villagers are overjoyed to see Stubby. Stubby saved their lives. Now, the villagers consider him their hero. Returning to the camp, the captain reveals that a soldier has disappeared after the German army opened fire. Despite numerous attempts, his location has been lost. Stubby understands the captain's point. Using his keen sense of smell, he finds the wounded soldier, dodging the German artillery and bullets. They rescue him with the help of smoke grenades, and Stubby's bravery saves his life. Robert's unit is then ordered to relocate to another battle location. Before leaving, a village woman gifts Stubby a handmade jacket, and Justin gives him a mask so that Stubby will have a proper mask to protect himself in case of another toxic gas attack. After this, they bid farewell to everyone and depart. In the next scene, the colonel informs the soldiers that they will now have to fight German soldiers face to face. Upon arriving, a dangerous battle ensues between them and the German army. Stubby plays a crucial role in this battle, helping to save many lives. At one point, Stubby cleverly leads some German soldiers to a U.S. Army camp where the American soldiers confront them. They take him prisoner. But during the battle, when Stubby tries to save a soldier from a grenade, he himself is wounded. Seeing Stubby's injury, Robert immediately brings him to the camp, where the doctor refers him to the hospital for treatment. Robert is heartbroken by the separation from Stubby. He no longer feels like fighting. Meanwhile, Gaston is also ordered to return to his camp. Robert says goodbye to Gaston with a heavy heart, because after Stubby's departure, he was the only companion he had left with whom he used to spend time happily. But now he too is leaving. In his loneliness, Robert writes a letter to his sister. However, he feels broken by the separation from Stubby and falls ill due to this grief. When the doctor examines Robert, he discovers that he will not live much longer and may die soon. Meanwhile, in the city, Stubby's leg wound has not yet fully healed. Nevertheless, he sets out to find Robert. Along the way, Stubby experiences severe pain in his legs, but he refuses to give up.